Something massive has just passed by our moon, and a lot of people are speculating that it could be a UFO. And with clips like this, and this, it's almost impossible to deny that there's something strange going on by our moon. And it's made even stranger by the fact that it definitely wasn't sent by any space organization on Earth. So, this came to my attention when I found it on TikTok, of all places. There was a glowing red object seen by the surface of our moon, and people have dug into this to see what it could possibly be, and it was found by a German astronomer who captured this and published his findings. Let's take a little look at what this German person found. So, obviously, nothing like we can explain. And after it came out that NASA and any space project operations on Earth, no one sent this out. So this is of a complete unknown origin. What's made even stranger is that people thought that this could potentially be something like, light flares, radiation flares sparking off of the moon. But the way that this moves, a lot of people disbelieve that theory because the way that it moves is very abnormal. If it was a light flare, you'd see the flare and then it would disappear. It wouldn't move in the way that it does. And what's even stranger is the fact that it passes over the moon, as you can see on your screens now. It passes over the moon and there's nothing. It's just this red little triangle. But as it gets closer to the moon's surface, this sudden light beams onto the moon. Now, is that a light from underneath? Is that some kind of spotlight? Are they searching for something? Well, that's what people are starting to speculate and wonder, because it's very clear this triangle shape, but what is it? And that's the question that everyone's got so far. What is it? No one knows as of right. It's complete anomaly. People are looking in the comments, and it's just an absolute show of people just not knowing what is going on. Speculation about it being a UFO craft, speculation about other possible theories, but from research, none of the theories really add up. And what's made even stranger is the fact that Neil deGrasse Tyson, obviously a man very, very well known for disbelieving in UFOs and strange things like that, actually came up with a little bit of a theory which completely blew my mind. So let's take a little look at this.
Although we've done the landing twice before this mission, the lander is heavier than the Jade Rabbit rover.
Today, we stand at the precipice of a momentous revelation that promises to reshape our understanding of the lunar frontier. Renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson has just disclosed a discovery that has sent shockwaves through the scientific community, and it's a revelation that emerges not from NASA, but from China's lunar mission. In a world where space exploration has always been shrouded in mystery, we're about to uncover the extraordinary lunar secrets that China has brought to light. So join us as we embark on a journey into the heart of the cosmos, where we unveil the awe-inspiring lunar discovery that may forever alter our perception of the moon. The moon's water source, a source, or a mystery. The moon, Earth's celestial neighbor, has long shrouded itself in mystery. Recent groundbreaking discoveries made by Chinese scientists are beginning to unravel some of the moon's greatest enigmas. Just 2 years ago, China embarked on an extraordinary mission by sending the robotic spaceship Chang'e 5 to a prominent dark region of the moon, visible from Earth, known as the Oceanus Procellarum, or Ocean of Storms. This spaceship touched down near a colossal lunar peak named Mount Rumker, marking a significant milestone. For the first time in nearly half a century, lunar samples were collected and conveyed back to Earth. Since the Soviet Union's mission in 1976, no one had accomplished this feat. These fresh lunar samples have unveiled some astonishing revelations, particularly concerning water on the Moon. Until recently, many scientists held the belief that any water the Moon might have possessed when it formed some 4 billion years ago would have evaporated due to the searing lunar temperatures. However, it appears that this hypothesis is far from accurate. Surprisingly, the Moon houses a substantial amount of water, primarily in the form of ice concentrated near the lunar poles, where perpetual darkness prevails.
So obviously that's where the theory of the dark side of the Moon really kind of kicks in, because, it's very well known that people have been to the Moon, and, there's this dark side of the Moon where there's this supposed mining that goes on with men on the Moon, and, the stories are endless, and they've probably been around for longer than NASA. They've been around for longer than any kind of space mission that we've ever had, people sighted on the Moon. But what's interesting is how something massive has been discovered moving across the Moon. So let's take a little look at that.
Their latest revelation has left everyone in awe. So what's this groundbreaking lunar discovery that even Neil deGrasse Tyson couldn't resist sharing? It's a crystal found in lunar basalt particles in 2020, composed of a substance previously unknown to science, and it holds a key ingredient for nuclear fusion, the very process that fuels the sun and stars throughout our galaxy. Following the leak of this discovery, the CNSA and the China Atomic Energy Authority came forward to announce the revelation of an entirely new lunar material. This mineral, named Chang'e 5IT, in honor of China's Chang'e 5 robotic mission, was uncovered by scientists from Beijing's Research Institute of Uranium Geology while analyzing surface samples from the Moon. China now joins the United States and the former Soviet Union as one of the few countries to discover a new lunar mineral. This feat was made possible by the first lunar sample return mission since the 1970s, successfully bringing back more than 1.7 kilograms of lunar samples to Earth. Adding to the significance, this new lunar crystal was named Change Site, Y, by the Beijing Research Institute of Uranium Geology.
Now, that's obviously collections from the Moon and stuff like this.
Unfolding of this lunar mystery. Now, this isn't the only mystery our precious Moon holds.
Now, this is where it gets interesting, because we've talked about samples and, things that we've, gathered from the Moon. But now we're going to talk about something that was found on the Moon, which, it's going to raise your eyebrows.
In November 2021, the rover Yutu-2 deployed by Chang'e 4 captured an image of an object that appeared to resemble a hut on the lunar surface. This mystery hut piqued the curiosity of scientists and was the subject of much excitement. As they sent the rover closer to investigate, it turned out that the mystery hut was, in reality, just an ordinary moon rock. The rock, nicknamed the Jade Rabbit due to its resemblance to a bunny, would be a valuable find on Earth. The illusion of the lunar hut was a result of shadows, angles, and the location of the rock. This discovery highlights the challenges of interpreting images from celestial bodies and how our perspectives can sometimes lead to misinterpretations. Such optical illusions are not unique to the Moon and can also occur on other celestial bodies. NASA's rovers on Mars have encountered puzzling formations that later turned out to be ordinary rock formations at unusual angles. The famous Face on Mars is one such example, which, upon closer examination with better imaging technology, was revealed to be a trick of light and shadows. While these rocky revelations may be somewhat disappointing, they still contribute to our scientific understanding of the universe. Each rock and dust particle plays a role in advancing our knowledge of the cosmos.
Now, you're probably wondering, why on earth have you just shown me that? Well, the idea was to give you a better understanding of basically exactly what they've just described there, how this phenomena from this video here with this red light, although looking incredibly UFO-like, it could be something incredibly natural. Because I like to play devil's advocate, I like to kind of show every angle and possibility, but looking at it closer again, obviously there is no way that the way that it moved, kind of having the context of the full video, there's no way that this moved in the way that it did and have it be natural. But this isn't actually the first finding of something strange orbiting around our Moon, as back in 2018, this very strange video came to light of this insanely large object kind of orbiting around the moon, almost like an analyzing kind of thing. Take a little look.
18. This footage of the moon was captured and shared on social media. As the camera zooms in, a large circular object seems to be orbiting the moon, moving slowly and then rotating and traveling behind it.
Some people watching this video theorize that the object near the moon is the planet of Nibiru, which is part of an end-of-the-world prophecy that said...
Now, obviously, that's not what you want to be hearing, but looking at it again, the sheer size and scale, you got to think, the moon is that big, and that's however far away it is. Now, for this to be this big, to be witnessed on Earth, and you kind of look at it in comparison to the size of the moon, which, you know, is no mean feat, that's huge. But this has got to be absolutely massive.
Near the moon is the planet of Nibiru, which is part of an end-of-the-world prophecy that said Earth and Nibiru would collide in a cataclysmic event, effectively ending the world.
It looks really tiny when we're looking through this viewfinder, but if we were to put this comparatively of how big it would be to the moon, this is huge.
That's what I just said.
The moon has a circumference of over 6,800 miles, meaning this object would be around 100 miles across.
100 miles across. Now, whatever that is, I think that's too small to be a planet. I mean, obviously, we've got to take into consideration perspective. You know, like, this could be very far away, but it's too defined, in my opinion, for it to be too far away, but for it to have a circumference of 100 miles at least, that's speculative. That's wham. And then when you add in the context of that red thing, whatever it was, zooming across the moon, it makes you wonder what is visiting our moon, why is it visiting our moon, and why is it so bloody big? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this down in the comments below. If you've got any theories, I'd love to hear them. Do you think it's a UFO? Do you think it's something a bit more natural? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear them. Be sure to jump scare the hell out of that like button while you're down there. Subscribe if you're new, and tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload. And until next time, I hope that you've enjoyed, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one, and I'll speak to you later. Peace.